Hi, and here we are with our first example of how we're going to apply our rhythmic alphabet. Now, this is very standardized stuff. It's not particularly new. There's lots of people out there who have recommended this system as a very easily digestible learning method. And what I'd like to do through these next few segments is to add my particular take on that. And we're going to start this really simply. We're going to do some basic left-hand jazz comping. So the right hand is going to be playing the swing ride pattern, and the left hand will be creating phrases using the worksheet. And you'll see that each one of these one-beat rhythms has a letter above it. And for swung eighth jazz comping, we are going to be using A, B, C and D. Those are the ones that crop up in much of what you hear all the great jazz drummers do in their left hand and bass drum accompaniment to the ride cymbal part. So let's start this absolutely as easily and simply as we can and do the two most basic one bar phrases that you need to get. If this is new to you, if jazz comping is something you haven't studied before, these are fundamentals that will really set you on the right road. So if we just do B, 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 so that's four of them making up one bar of 4/4 time, and you'll see that letter B is just a quarter note. So that's going to be, let's have a click, 120 BPM. There's our ride pattern. So B, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we could play the same thing on the bass drum. And so on. If we were to play C, 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 that would be all offbeat eighth notes, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. And letter D is two swung eighth notes, so that's this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's mix them up. Let's go D, B, D, C. So D, B, D, C. Two swung eighth notes, quarter note, two swung eighth notes, offbeat eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that sounds more like the kind of phrase that we wouldn't play it repeatedly bar after bar after bar in actual music making, but for practice then that's fine. So this is beginning to sound like the kind of phrase that we would actually use. So now let's incorporate an element of improvisation, and I like to always keep fixed elements when I'm working on improvisation. So let's stick with our rhythm. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, da da da. Da 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 da. But what we're going to do now is we're going to randomly assign that little rhythmic melody between the left hand and the bass drum. So I'll just do it by itself without the ride, so you can hear what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4. and creating those kind of improvisations, those little melodic things, can be made really easy with my sticking system, which I will talk to you about more in future editions of this series. So there you go, just using A, B, C and D, create some 4/4 little rhythmic melodies, and then assign them between the snare drum and the bass drum. So not only are you developing your independence chops, you're also improvising, right? And you're not just playing kind of predetermined beats, you're actually doing the creative thing, and your practice is therefore in the context of what you're going to be doing when you're actually playing music, which is, I think, is a really good idea. So next time we're going to be looking at the rhythmic alphabet and applying it to bass drum patterns in the context of groove playing. And I'll see you then.